New horror story. I'm a night guard and found a floor that doesn't exist. The elevator shuddered to a halt, and that wet, rhythmic squelching filled the shaft again, like something massive chewing. The display flickered between 12 and 13 before settling on that impossible number, glowing red like a fresh wound. Floor 13. The floor that shouldn't exist. The doors opened with a sound like tearing flesh, revealing a hallway that stretched endlessly in both directions. The walls pulsed with veins visible beneath translucent skin, and the carpet beneath my feet was warm and soft. Too soft, like walking on human tissue. The squelching sound grew louder as I stepped out, echoing from every direction. I discovered this floor 3 weeks ago during my rounds as night security. Every night since, I'd been documenting what I found here, taking photos, gathering evidence. Tonight, I was finally going to call the police. The first door hung open, revealing a surgical suite bathed in harsh fluorescent light. On the table lay Mrs. Chen from the 7th floor accounting department. Her chest had been cracked open like a book, ribs spread wide, but she was still breathing. Still conscious. Her eyes tracked my movement as I passed, pupils dilated with terror. In the next room, I found Detective Morrison, the cop I'd called about the missing persons reports. He was suspended from meat hooks through his shoulders, his mouth sewn shut with thick black thread. When he saw me, he began thrashing wildly, trying to scream through the stitches. The squelching sound was coming from the end of the hall now, from behind a door marked "Processing." I'd never been inside before. My hand trembled as I turned the handle. The room beyond defied physics. It was impossibly vast, filled with hanging carcasses in various states of preparation. But these weren't animals, they were people. Dozens of them. All the missing employees, the late-night workers, the ones whose cars had been found abandoned in the parking garage. And at the center of it all stood myself. Not a reflection. Not a twin. Me. Wearing the same uniform, the same face, but his eyes were black pits and his mouth was filled with rows of needle-sharp teeth. He was feeding, tearing chunks of flesh from a still living victim with his bare hands, making that wet squelching sound with every bite. "You're early," he said, looking up at me with my own voice. Gore dripped from his chin. "I wasn't expecting you for another 20 minutes. I tried to speak, but no words came, because I was beginning to remember. Every night at 3:47 a.m., he continued, gesturing at the hanging bodies with a hand that was becoming clawed even as I watched. You come here. You feed. You satisfy the hunger. Then you forget and you go back to playing security guard until it's time again." The memories flooded back like a dam bursting. Mrs. Chen, begging as I dragged her from the elevator. Detective Morrison trying to draw his gun as my teeth sank into his throat. Dozens of others all lured here by the trusted night security guard who offered to walk them to their cars after dark. "The building doesn't have 13 floors, my other self said, tossing aside the remains of his meal. "There is no mysterious floor. There's just the basement morgue where you bring them to feed." I looked around again, and the surgical suites flickered, showing glimpses of cold concrete walls and drainage grates. The hanging carcasses wavered, revealing meat lockers and industrial freezers. "You've been doing this for 7 years, he continued. "Ever since the hunger started, ever since you changed. But your human mind couldn't handle it, so it created this fantasy. This floor that doesn't exist. This mystery for you to solve." The squelching sound was coming from my own mouth now. I could taste blood, feel flesh between my teeth. On the wall behind him, I saw photos. Surveillance photos I'd taken of every victim before I killed them. Not evidence of a mystery, a hunting catalog. "The police aren't coming," he said, his form beginning to merge with mine. "You never called them. You just fed and forgot and fed again." As our bodies became one, I felt the hunger rising, felt my teeth sharpening, felt my human consciousness sliding away like it did every night. But this time, I remembered something else. Something that made my blood freeze even as the transformation completed. Tomorrow was the day the new intern started. Sarah, the college girl, the one who always worked late, the one I'd already volunteered to personally escort to the parking garage after her first shift. The hunger pulsed through me, and I could already taste tomorrow's meal. Thank you for listening. If you really like the story, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more daily horror stories. Thanks.